Welcome, everybody. I hope you're all well, sending you well wishes. My name is James Granstrom. Thank you, Gordon, again for that introduction. If you don't know that surname is a Swedish surname. So I'm half Swedish and half English. About 20 years ago, I started male modeling, and very blessed to be running on the catwalks of Milan and London and all places around the world, like Tokyo as well. And I managed to get myself in really great physical shape. And I managed to do this because that was part of my job. I thought, right, I've got to get myself in great physical shape. And I did. I got myself in great physical shape, and I got myself that six pack I'd really wanted and went after and sought after for. So I knew that being a model would mean that I'd need to take really great care of my physical form. But in the process of taking care of my physical form, whilst I may have looked great in photographs, whilst I may have looked good on the camera and on the screen and on videos and on adverts and in commercials, I was feeling emotionally imbalanced. I was feeling stressed out in the head. And I recognized that it's great to look good on the outside, but unless you're feeling good on the inside, then it means nothing whatsoever. You can have the shell, but if there's no content, if there's no connection on the inside where you're feeling really good, then all that external is just fluff. It's nothing. It's got no context. It's got no power. And so it's a bit like us. If we're in business, and think about yourself in business, if all your externals are great, but internally you're really suffering, then what I'm going to share with you over the course of the next few minutes is going to be really profound in helping you create a shift, as it did for me like some 20 years ago. And it's been great to be in the environment, in very glamorous environments, but unless I was feeling on the inside fulfilled, satisfied and peaceful, then the external was no good to me. And so if you're doing extremely well business-wise, or you're suffering business-wise, it means that you've got to pay attention to the internal. And that's when I started to learn to meditate, in addition to the exercise, in addition to eating well. And I was the only guy that I knew at that time, and still is to this day, who'd done what I have done, which is I'm going to take care of the physical, but I'm also going to take care of the internal. I'm going to take care of the mind. And that's what I teach: mind, body, and soul solutions. And you can apply it to literally everything. Your whole life is a wonderful canvas, and we paint through our thoughts, our words, our deeds, and our actions. And when we get to this beautiful inner space where we are finding more calm, when we're finding more peace, then our outer world becomes far more productive. And I've been blessed to go on to star in films alongside Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, Pierce Brosnan, Rosamund Pike, and a few others. And that's been fantastic. And that was great because my internal state was now at that good feeling space. And I want that for you too. So that's been my story. And my story is one of being, drinking excessively to try and hide the pain that I was feeling, because my reality was not that great. It might have seemed great if other people were looking inside or on the outside, but on the inside, it wasn't that great. And so as I began to meditate, and I began to meditate every single day for 20 minutes twice a day, my internal world began to change. I started to release the need to drink alcohol. I began to change my diet. I began to be far more productive. I began to feel more peace, the stress alleviated in my life completely. And whilst there's been challenge, what's been happening is how I deal with challenge is far more productive. I'm a much better human being at dealing with challenge when they present themselves. And that's what I want for you. I want for you to be able to deal with challenges in a new way, in a new perspective, because you've got a new habit that you can implement. And that's what I'm going to share with you today. Learn how to meditate in under 5 minutes. Meditation doesn't need to be just for that person who's off to Bali or in the Himalayas and sitting in a cave, or whatever that may seem to you, or whatever you think it may be. If we just swap the word meditation for focus, then this will really help you understand what it does. It helps you become much more single-minded. And just a little dilution of your energy to a place of calm can work wonders on the cortisol levels in your body by dropping them. As you begin to relax your mind, your body begins to relax and that tension in your shoulders begins to alleviate and dissipate. And so what I want to do for you now is just take you into a meditation, a little meditation that you can do anytime, any place, anywhere, as long as you're not driving a car. But the purpose is so that you begin to calm your inner state. And when you do, and you do it regularly, and that's why I want to teach you in under 5 minutes, because only 5 minutes a day can work wonders on your body system, on your body-mind system. And your mind is like the driver of your body. So when your mind is calm, your body will follow suit. So it's a bit like if you've ever heard of anyone who's run a marathon. I've been blessed to run a few. And when I've run, it's kind of like at the 18-mile mark, when you've got another 6 miles to go, you're out of gas. It's almost as if most of your energy has been depleted, but it's the mind that wants to keep you going. And so when we meditate, we tap into this deeper part of mind where we begin to relax, we begin to center ourselves, and we begin to awaken areas of our brain that have been dormant. And you're going to tap into this higher level of well-being. And that's what I want to do for you today. So if you're interested and you're willing, join me in a little meditation now, where I'm just going to guide you to a very simple exercise that don't underestimate its simplicity, about how it can get you to relax very, very quickly when you're in a place by yourself. So I'm going to just set you up if I can, and if I may, and if you'll allow me. So if you can, would you keep your back straight, and you can keep your hands on your lap. The purpose of keeping your back straight is so that the energy can flow up and down your spine, almost like a circular pattern. And so the spine is a really important aspect to meditation. If you were to meditate lying down as if you were sleeping, you can end up falling asleep. But the purpose of meditation is to actually begin to drop the levels of your mind, so that you move from a beta state of activity to an alpha and perhaps even a theta state of mind. And these are brainwave cycles that are lower. And when you get into this space, this is where you activate that calm. This is where you activate this sense of general well-being. And so if you keep your back straight, your hands on your palm, and now gently close your eyes. And I'm just going to guide you to just begin to pay attention to the inner energy inside of your body. That might be the warmth, the aliveness of the inner body. So as I'm sitting here connecting with you and speaking to you, I can feel it in the pit of my stomach. For you, it might be in your hands. For you, it might be in your shoulders. For you, it might be in your feet as they're touching the ground. Wherever that warmth is inside of your body, just begin to pay attention to it. And as you pay attention to that warmth, just sit there and observe it. Notice that warmth. Notice that energy. If a thought comes, just direct it back to where your warmth is inside of your body. Maybe it's your back. Maybe it's in the backs of your legs. Wherever it is, just direct your attention to that. I'm going to let you sit there in silence, just observing that warmth, that inner aliveness of the body. Just observing this aliveness or warmth inside of your body helps you enter into a state of relaxation, into a state of meditation. Because as you're just focusing on the aliveness of the body, your thought is now being focused and directed in a singular use, in a singular movement, in a singular way. Now you can do this for up to 5 minutes a day, and it will dramatically change the levels of calm that you're feeling inside of your body and inside of your mind. But it's easier to do it at the beginning of the day, when you have not much thought going on and you just come out of sleep. So I love to do this after a shower. I love to do this in the evening before bedtime. But just keep paying attention to the warmth of the body on the inside of your body, wherever it may be. good. Very good. Now, when you're ready, I'm free to answer any questions you may have, but I just want to ask you, how do you feel just paying attention to the aliveness and the energy and the warmth inside of your body? Have you noticed if you feel calmer? Have you noticed if you feel a bit more space and peace of mind just for a few moments? So I'm here for you if you'd like to ask any questions. Thank you, Drew. You're saying feeling nice and calm now. And Gordon. Calm doesn't take long to activate. It just takes focus. And that's what meditation is. It's just the ability to focus on something like the warmth inside of your body for a few moments before the body begins to change, because you're using the mind singularly. This is so powerful for your well-being. I use these little simple exercises to keep me well, and have done. I haven't had to have an aspirin or a paracetamol for 20 years just with a simple exercise. So you'll be surprised how powerful your brain and your body are when you learn how to relax properly. The best time, so Gordon's just asked a question. What's the best time to meditate? In the morning. Before you start your day is the best time. It's also good. Is it good to do before a live event? As long as you're prepared, yes. And doing it before a live event is great, but perhaps not just a few moments before you do it, but in advance before you start. I always like to set myself way up. So before I've come on this event today, I've already meditated this morning, and I like to be able to keep my environment quiet. Thank you, Keith. You've asked, do you need quiet around you to get the most out of it? Yes, having your environment quiet is ideal because it will allow you to kind of go within. So meditation, 5 minutes. If you can find a place where you can be for 5 minutes undisturbed, that's amazing. So yes, Keith, undisturbed is best.
James, that's great. I have to say, I'm like in a bit of a zen-like moment now, which is really good. You know what it's about, though? It's about having calm voice that's literally soothing you and taking you down. What about music? Do you have music around you? I know you've got a podcast as well.
So yeah, I'm going to actually do you guys a favor. I want to actually give you a free goodie. I have a YouTube video I've created with my own voice. Let me put the link up here of a meditation I've created, and it's specific, it's scientific, it's 4 breaths in and 4 breaths out. And I'm going to put it in the chat here in a moment. Keith, ready for a snooze? Fantastic. Excuse my typing whilst I'm writing here. Fantastic.
But it's really important, though, isn't it, James, all this? Because so often when we're people are multitasking, they've got lots of pressures with even online things going on.
Yes,
and we're not taking care of ourselves enough, I don't think.
Well, and that's the purpose. That's what I'm here to do. I want to help people take better care of yourself, like I did. I was the guy who was the opposite of what I am now. I was that hedonistic party goer who still worked out. And, was on a glamorous modeling scene, but eventually that took its toll. And whether you're running a business or you're an entrepreneur or you're looking after a CEO, looking after loads of people, unless you're taking care of yourself, what are you telling the rest of the people that you're managing? 100%. What are you telling your family? You're telling your family is that, yes, I can manage you, but I'm managing you from a limited perspective. And that limited perspective is saying, yes, I'll do everything for everyone else, but I won't tap into my own well-being, give myself a bit of space each day. And as soon as you do that, your life will shift. The way you interact with people in business and at home will shift. Your relationships will improve and your productivity will dramatically increase. It did for me. I've made a lot more money because I've meditated. Sounds strange. Well, what's that? It's because your productivity levels are higher because you're happier and you're calmer. and you're more relaxed. And you know, when people say, "Oh, you're in the zone," you're in the zone. What is that? You're in the zone because you're calm. You're working effortlessly because you're tuned in. But if you're constantly running around, you know, trying to, you know, put the cart before the horse, so to speak, you haven't taken care of number one, which is you. You know, you hear that old aeroplane sign saying, put the oxygen mask on your face before you help anyone else. Well, if you're a business leader, you better be doing it for yourself. That's what caused Ariana Huffington to like fall down, smash her head open, and, you know, and then start the Huffington Post shortly after that, because you realize she has to take care of herself. Now, that's a female, but what about the men? The men need to take care of themselves, because we think, yeah, I'm so strong, I need to be able to do this. Yes, there's a certain amount of action that is definitely required, but also there's a certain amount of calm and respite and recharge that is required for you to be highly productive. And there's so many ways you can do this, but this way is so easy. It's so simple, yet we like to overlook simplicity. But don't overlook simplicity.
It should be part of everybody's day. And I have to say, guilty as charged. I don't meditate yet, and I know, but I will be. And
you will.
I know you.
I'll hold you accountable.
You can hold me accountable.
The main thing is Gordon. That's why I love to say to people, just start super small, and 5 minutes a day you can do. You can do 5 minutes a day.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
To be fair, I didn't think I could run, and here I am now doing 25-minute runs every day, which I just literally, if you'd have said to me a year ago, is like, no way, Jose. So it's all possible. That's your YouTube channel, isn't it? And I know
I've just given you a link to a meditation I created. Now, it's very scientific, meaning you follow the breathing patterns of the music going up and down. And what this will do after 12 minutes is enter you into a deeper level of relaxation. Now, I love quiet as well. I also love the breathing pattern, because that's really specific, and that breathing pattern, some people will find that really, really helpful. Now, there are other ways you can meditate as well. I've shown you a way today, which is dead easy. If you've got no music and you can sit in the car and you can turn it off and you can park up for 5 minutes, you can do that. Or you can even go to the loo if you really need to and just lock yourself in there for 5 minutes and just do this exercise. Even for 1 or 2 minutes, it's better to do it than not do it. And, I found myself doing it like for 2 minutes, just in the car, turn the engine off. I'm parked up. I'm like, right, 2 minutes, off I go. I've got 2 minutes to ease myself in. What you don't know is, before I came onto this event today, I was talking to a family solicitor who's dealing with the sale of one of our properties. And usually can be a challenging experience talking to solicitors. Everybody knows that, whether you're in business or you whatever it is that you've got going on, we've all got challenges. That's not going to stop. But 1 or 2 minutes before, we had a fantastic meeting. We've got some great solutions. We worked things out beautifully and easily. 2 minutes is all I did in the car. Easy, isn't it, guys? But the thing is do not underestimate its simplicity. But if you want to get the best out of it, prepare early in the day. So I really am grateful to Keith, who mentioned earlier, when's the best time? I like to do after a shower and brush my teeth first thing in the morning. I sit down, I do 15, 20 minutes, but I would love it if you could just start with 5 and then build it up each week, maybe add a couple more minutes. And then after a while, you're going to realize not only will your skin look better, your hair will look better, you'll feel better. People go, what are you doing? And they'll be like, oh, you're so nice to be around. I like your energy.
Yeah.
And it's because your energy is infectious, because your energy is naturally high again. And that's what happened to me.
You've got bucket loads of energy, James.
Yeah, I do.
Thank you. We've just overrun a little bit, but thank you so much for sharing your technique. And obviously, people can find out more on the YouTube. And I think you've put your LinkedIn post there again.
Links in this. So make sure you request or whatever. Find me on LinkedIn. I've also put you a post for my website there, so you can actually join my free 7-day meditation challenge, which is great. So go and find out 7 ways to meditate on there. I've got one of them on there, but there's loads more for you that you could use based on your sensory primer, where you're visual, auditory, or kinesthetic. They're absolutely brilliant, and I've never seen them anywhere else.
Right.
But if you'd like to know a little bit more about me and learning about mind, body, and soul solutions, then for sure go to my website and check out also my podcast, the James Granstrom podcast, Super Soul Model Series.
Very good.
I've been
Very
delighted. And I've got lots of energy, and I'm happy to share. And it's my mission to share this. It gives me great joy and pleasure to help people tune back into that well-being, because after the last year and a half or so, it's been really tough for a lot of people. And I've been blessed to be extremely well, and I really want that for every human being. So if you're listening and you're in charge of a lot of people, or just yourself, or you've got a family you really care about, then you really want to learn how to do these little simple things. And if you go to my website as well, maybe you have the chance to work with me individually as a coach as well. But I'd be delighted to speak to anybody who connects with me, and let me see how I can help you enjoy a greater state of well-being, mind, body, and soul.
Right. Thank you, James.